Frankie, sup? Man, it feels like forever since I last talked to you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasant 8 years. Why'd you have to go and ruin it by texting me like this?
Come on, dude. Is that really how you're gonna greet an old friend?
An old friend? As in someone who I no longer consider a friend? You should be grateful that's all I had to say about you, considering what you did. You slept with my wife, got cut off by your parents, turned everyone who was once your friend against you, and had to leave town to escape your ruined reputation. Didn't you move out of state?
Well, yeah, but anyway, you're still working in town, aren't you?
What's it to you?
I just thought I might stop by and visit my old buddy Frankie and shoot the breeze for a while.
Don't bother. You don't know where I live anyway.
Not to worry. I got your address from one of our classmates who didn't know about our history.
Unbelievable. Seriously, though, what do you think you're doing? You don't have any right to be texting me anymore, much less actually coming to visit me at my house.
Oh, please, don't be like that. It's been 8 years. That's all water under the bridge now, all right?
I'll still feel the same way about you 80 years from now. So don't you dare come anywhere near me.
If you're really still that angry, why haven't you blocked my number?
Just to keep tabs on you. There's no telling what a sociopathic moron like you will do. So it's safest to be able to at least have some advance notice of what you might be doing. Consider it like a vaccine for a virus named Luke.
Wow, you're harsh.
Not harsh, just honest.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, the truth is that your vaccine was a dud.
Huh? What now?
You got remarried, didn't you?
Yeah, and?
And you had a kid too, right?
What's with these questions? I don't feel compelled to tell you anything about my life.
Nah. You don't need to tell me anything. I already know everything. Tell you what, Frankie boy, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret I've been keeping from you.
Secret?
Get this. You know that precious little baby your wife gave birth to? It's not yours. It's mine.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't have to believe me. But if you get a paternity test, it's not going to be yours. But seriously, what's with you? You haven't even seen your wife in 2 years. How did you not realize the baby wasn't yours when she told you she was pregnant? Do you not even know how babies are made?
For real, Luke, what in the world are you talking about? You've never met my current wife. You don't even know her name.
That's what you think. I'm like a home-wrecking ninja. I sneak in undetected and bam! Your wife is now my plaything. You should know that. It's how I stole your last wife from you. I was getting with her for 2 whole years and you didn't even notice. I only let you in on the whole thing because I got bored. What kind of idiot doesn't notice his wife with another guy for that long? You're such a loser.
Are you going to start making sense anytime soon?
Huh?
Who are you talking about? Luke, is this really you? Did someone take over your account or something? Or maybe you're just drunk out of your mind?
Drunk? Well, maybe just a little. And it's the real me.
I see. Well then, I don't want to deal with you for any longer than I have to, so I'll give you the bare minimum information necessary to get you to leave me alone. First off, I'm not living in our old town anymore.
What?
Second, I don't have any kids.
Hold on. Oh, I get it. You're lying to try and get me to go away, aren't you? How pathetic. Sorry, Frankie boy. It's not gonna work.
You're free to think whatever you'd like. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work, so I'll be taking my leave from this conversation now.
Hey, hold on. I just told you I'm sleeping with your second wife. How can you be so chill about this? Not only that, the daughter that you thought was yours is actually mine. Should you be more, sad? I thought you'd be lying on the floor crying your eyes out by now. Well, I guess it doesn't really change my plan, so whatever. At first, I was planning on dumping her after I told you about our affair like the last time. But I actually kind of started to like her. That's why I got her pregnant, to make sure I could get her to divorce you and be with me. In other words, your wife and daughter are now mine. Everything went exactly as I planned. I win, you lose again. I hope you're ready to be a twice divorced loser. Be a pal and sign the paperwork as soon as you get it, okay? What's up, Frankie? I heard you absolutely lost it when your wife told you that she was going to divorce you. And then when she told you about your daughter. She said you didn't believe my text, but when she told you in person, you completely broke down and cried like a little girl. What's up with you, man? I already told you all of that. You should have believed me from the get-go. It would have saved you the humiliation of crying in front of your wife and daughter. I guess the truth finally set in, huh? Well, good. That makes my life easier, since now you'll agree to the divorce for sure. Just remember, it's what's best for your daughter. Or should I say, my daughter. Yo, Frankie, what's your deal? You never responded to my text yesterday. Are you trying to ignore me? Seriously, dude, grow up. You're a grown man. You're gonna have to deal with this like an adult. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you something that'll make you reply to me for sure this time. Know what I'm gonna do? Your wife. In your house. You gotta move it along, man. At this rate, your wife's gonna give birth to my second kid before you divorce her. Just knock before you come in, all right? Come on, Frank. You're starting to tick me off now. I wanted to settle this once and for all yesterday. That's why I texted you while I was with your wife. But once again, you didn't even reply once. How long are you going to keep running away from me, Frank? Do you think this is all going to go away if you keep ignoring me? You're going to have to face me sooner or later, Frank. Now text me back, tonight. Your wife and daughter are mine, like it or not.
Sorry I've kept you waiting, Luke.
There you are.
I was doing a little digging into something, so I thought I would hold on from replying until I had dug up what I was looking for.
Digging? What do you mean?
I see you're very confident that you've stolen my wife and daughter from me. The woman you're with, her name is Luna, right?
Yeah, your wife Luna. That's what I've been saying.
Luna isn't my wife.
What?
She's my younger brother's wife.
Your younger brother's wife? You're really something else, Frank. I was your best friend when we were kids. I lived next door to you until 8 years ago, for crying out loud. I know you don't have a younger brother, so tell me another one.
Actually, I didn't even know I had a younger brother until about 6 years ago. And since you were run out of town 8 years ago, there's no way that you would know about him.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
To be more precise, he's only my half-brother.
So that means...
Yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 3, so I know you knew that my dad had left us to move away.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
My dad got married to another woman, and they had a son. My half-brother Ken.
Okay, go on.
Ken got married last year, a little over 2 years ago. But just this last year, the company he was working for went bankrupt. So he had to move out of the company housing he had been living in up until then. At that point, my dad and Ken's mom had already divorced, and Luna's parents had passed away in a sudden accident several years prior. So since the two of them had nowhere else to go, and I happened to live nearby, I let them come and move in with me in my house for a while.
Hold on. You said that you weren't living in our old town anymore. What's the deal?
I'm just getting there. Be patient. Just about a month after Ken and his wife moved into my place, my company told me they were sending me to work at our company headquarters in another country.
What the? Another country? You mean you're not even in the country right now?
That's right. My wife and I moved overseas together 10 months ago. And if everything goes according to plan, I'll be staying here for another 6 or 7 years.
Seriously?
And as for my old place, it was a rental house. So when I moved over here, I just had Ken take over the lease, and he and his wife kept on living there.
Man, this is an insane story. I had no idea. Man, this sucks. I was feeling great thinking that I managed to break up 2 of your marriages. But she's not even your wife? Ugh. I went through all that trouble for nothing. Whatever. I'm done with you. Later, Frankie. Frank, you there? I'm in big, big trouble. You gotta help me out, dude.
What do you want now, Luke? You do understand that we live in different time zones, right?
True time zones. I'm in full-on crisis mode, Frank.
Go on.
Your half-brother Ken, he's suing me. And Luna just showed up at my apartment door with her kid and all her stuff.
Okay, and? I'm not sure what you're so surprised about. This is the only possible way this could have ended for you.
What do you mean, why?
You slept with a married woman, Luke. That means her husband, my half-brother Ken, can sue you for your part in her infidelity.
Really?
Don't tell me you forgot. You should have gotten the exact same papers in the mail when you slept with my first wife. That was when your parents agreed to foot the bill for the lawsuit settlement in exchange for cutting you out of their will. I guess I can understand how you forgot. At the time, you were just happy that your parents were going to pay it and wouldn't cost you a thing. I guess their act of kindness kept you from feeling the pain that hopefully would have taught you a lesson.
And that's it. My parents. I can get them to pay for the lawsuit.
Are you drunk again or just not paying attention? They cut you off, disowned you.
What else am I supposed to do? Luna's here demanding that I support her and the kid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm barely getting by on my own. If I can't get my parents to help me, then how am I supposed to come up with the money to feed 2 more people?
Well, I guess you could ask your parents to bail you out again. If you can find them.
What do you mean? I know where my old house is.
Was, not is. I looked it up and the place where your old house used to be is now a new apartment complex.
What? It's gone? Why?
Isn't it obvious? They sold it and moved away. Their reputation in the community took a nosedive thanks to your escapade with my first wife. I also can imagine it would be pretty uncomfortable living next door to the person whose wife their son slept with. So they probably wanted to put it all behind them and start fresh elsewhere.
Where did they go?
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
You've got to have some idea.
Nope, not a clue. Are we done here? I want to get back to sleep.
Hey, you can't just go to sleep at a time like this.
I told you, idiot. Oh, you live in different time zones. Yes, I definitely can go to sleep right now.
That's not the issue. The issue is I'm having the crisis of a lifetime over here.
I would never in a million years lift one single finger to help you out of a crisis you might be facing. And not even to save your life.
How can you say that to me?
If you really don't know, then there's nothing that I could say to make you understand. I'm going back to bed now, Luke. Good luck.
Frank, you can't do this to me. You got to help me.
I heard about everything that happened next from my half-brother Ken. Apparently, it all went down pretty quickly. He was concerned that Luke and Luna might skip town to try and avoid paying him the money they owe him. So, while he got a lawyer to advance his case through the legal channels as quickly as possible, he also asked the CEO of his company for advice. The CEO told Luke that he had some connections in a particular sector of society that might be able to deal with the two of them. The CEO's acquaintance quickly agreed to take on the task of encouraging Luke and Luna not to leave town, and even gave them jobs and a place to live while they work off their debts to me. The company that hired them has a very strict disciplinary system in place, so I don't suppose the two of them will be causing any trouble in the near future. Plus, they're making all their payments on time. I was concerned for their daughter, though, since she's a totally innocent party in all of this, but Ken's CEO pulled some more strings and she got taken in by a kind and loving family. I'm not very hopeful that Ken will ever be able to be anything resembling a decent human being, but I hope his time at his new company will straighten him out, even if only for a little bit.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Yo, Colleen, you there? Are you at home right now?
Yeah, I'm here. Why do you ask? And besides, if you're home, you could always just, talk to me in person. Why are you texting me?
Because I figured you had started on one of your usual lectures if I talked to you in person. Looks like I was right. So anyway, where's my dinner?
I didn't make any for you? You told me yourself this morning that you were going to be out late and didn't need any dinner. So yeah, I just made enough for myself.
Oh my god, you are worthless. Newsflash, plans change sometimes, Colleen. Seriously? Only making enough for yourself? No leftovers? Not even a light snack for later? How selfish can you get?
Why are you chewing me out by a text like this? And if you can chew me out by a text like this, couldn't you have texted me that your plans changed?
If you could think of someone other than yourself for a change, I wouldn't need to text you at all.
Harry, what has gotten into you lately? Why are you so angry at me? You never used to be like this. It's like you're a completely different person.
I'm me. The same me as I've always been. And who the hell are you?
Whatever. I really don't feel like talking anymore about this right now.
Oh, so you're gonna run away from me, huh? Is that what this relationship is to you? You think you can just walk away from your responsibilities to me whenever you feel like it?
Look, it's clear that you're in a bad mood. I'm tired and I don't feel like getting into fight. I don't know if it's stress from work or you're not even feeling well or whatever, but let's just call it a night and we can talk again in the morning when we're both feeling better, okay?
Yeah, sure. Fine. Whatever.
I'm concerned about you though, okay? If there's something on your mind, I wish you would just come out and talk to me about it. And as for dinner, there's a bit of soup left over in the fridge and some fried chicken in the freezer. And if none of that sounds good, you can go to whatever restaurant you want and order a takeout.
Yeah, I'll just do whatever.
Hey Mom, did you hear that? It sounded like Dad just came home. Yeah, he did. He texted me asking me where his dinner was. That's weird. I remember him saying this morning that he'd be working late tonight and that he'd get something for himself. Yeah, and when I reminded him of that, he told me that good wives can somehow magically read their husbands' minds and know their plans changed or something to that effect. What is wrong with him? Seriously, who does he think he is? I swear he makes me so mad sometimes. It's okay, Sienna. Calm down. Remember, he's still your father, okay? You don't have to stand up for him like this, Mom. I'm on your side. What do you mean, Sienna? I know everything, Mom. Everything? I know why Dad is coming home late all the time. I know why he's been treating you so terribly lately. I know, Mom, everything. I guess you're more observant than I gave you credit for. I'm sorry about all of this, Sienna. It's just, well, I figured that I could wait to deal with everything until you had graduated from high school. But I guess maybe I was wrong to do that. You don't need to worry about me, Mom. Besides, I already have a job lined up for me after I graduate. Not to mention, my graduation is only 3 months away. If there's anything at all I can help you out, Mom, I want to do it. Let me help you. Thank you, sweetheart. I guess if you would really mean that, then I have no reason to keep on bearing with this anymore, do I? None at all. Go get him, Mom. All right. I'm gonna have to give a good deal of thought as to what my next plan of action is, though. We'll talk more later. Hey, Dad, are you there? Didn't you get a message from Mom just now? It's an emergency, Dad. You need to answer the phone. Mom was taken to the 1st District Hospital in an ambulance. My high school graduation ceremony was today. Mom came, but I was talking to my friends, so she left ahead of me. When I got home, she was collapsed on the kitchen floor. She wasn't responding, so I called an ambulance to take her to the hospital. She still hasn't woken up. I know that you guys are heading toward a divorce, but as of now, you're still husband and wife, aren't you? So please, Dad, please. Please come to the 1st District Hospital right away and see Mom.
Sierra, listen to this. You'll never believe it. I just got the best news I've gotten probably my entire life. It's too good to be true. Get this. My wife just got hauled away to the hospital. Apparently she's totally unresponsive. But wait, it keeps getting better. She's been saying that she wouldn't agree to a divorce unless I pay her a massive settlement, right? Well, I just went home and looked through my wife's files. And guess what? I found the divorce agreement she'd been working on, and she already signed it. This is my chance. I can make a few edits, submit this to the courthouse, and boom! I'm divorced on my terms, and we can get married. So, yeah, I'm gonna head over to the courthouse right now while my wife is still unconscious. And then tomorrow, you and me can head to the very same courthouse, say our vows, and be together forever. Gosh damn it. I'm sorry, Sierra. So it turned out the divorce agreement I found still needed my wife's signature in a few places. According to the clerk, any edits made after the document was printed needs to be signed and dated by both parties. And, of course, since my wife is currently a vegetable, she can't sign them. And if I tried to forge her signature, the clerk would probably get really suspicious. I'd hate for our marital bliss to be interrupted by some stupid forgery charge or whatever. So I decided it would be best to put off submitting the divorce papers for now. I'm really sorry, babe. Could you please just wait a little bit longer for me? Hey, Sierra, are you there? You haven't responded to any of my messages for the last 10 days. Is something the matter? Man, I bet you're still upset about me getting your hopes up with the divorce agreement thing last week. I really screwed up, didn't I? I'm so sorry, Sierra. I should have talked to my lawyer before making any moves. He could have told me that any edits have to be signed. Then I wouldn't have wasted that trip out to the courthouse. But let's look at the bright side. My wife is still in a persistent vegetative state. Ha 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 ha! At this rate, I'll be able to pull the plug on our life support within a few weeks. And then when that happens, there'll be nothing keeping us apart. We can finally be together. Just the three of us. You, me, and the baby. Ooh, I'm so excited, I can barely sleep at night.
The baby? That's interesting.
Sierra, there you finally are. I've wanted to talk to you so bad.
You're the absolute lowest form of life on the planet, Dad.
Wait, Dad?
You've been sending message after message, each one more disgustingly immoral than the last.
What's going on? Who is this?
If I recall correctly, your mistress is your 26-year-old secretary at your office, Sierra something or other, right, Dad? I guess you're either too careless or too stupid to tell the difference between an R and an N on your phone, huh? Get some reading glasses, you old geezer.
Oh no. Sienna, this is your number?
You just now noticed this? It's been weeks.
Well, in my defense, your numbers are right next to each other in my contacts, so...
Ugh, how could you be so stupid? Honestly, it's impressive how dense you are. And this wasn't even the first time. You've been sending me messages for her just about once a week for the last few years.
Shoot, I did?
Yeah, you moron. That's how I learned about your affair, you lying, backstabbing creep.
Oh boy, this is bad.
And other than the whole betraying your family part, the worst part is how cringeworthy your texts are. You're old, Dad. Stop trying to talk like a Gen Zer.
Hey, that is no way to talk to your father, young lady.
Oh, now you want to be my father? Now you want to be a family man? You heard that your wife of more than 20 years and the mother of your daughter was in a coma, and the first thing you do is send a celebratory message to your mistress? You're the most miserable excuse for a father I have ever heard of.
Young lady, you will not talk to me that way.
Don't young lady me, you philandering sack of cow manure.
Hey, I said stop that. Anyway, if you're thinking about your future at all, you might want to reconsider whose side you're taking in this, Sienna.
Exactly what is that supposed to mean?
Think about it. What good is your mother to you? She works part-time. Now, if you stick with me, I can take care of you. You know I make a pretty decent salary, right? If you can convince a judge to give me custody of you, the potential benefits would be massive. Obviously, I'm not going to let you live with us, but I can put you up in a nice studio apartment in a good part of town. I'll pay your rent, utilities, all of that. You won't want for anything. So, what do you say, daughter?
You know, you were right the other day. You really should pay more attention to your lawyer. I mean that since I'm 18, neither of you gets custody of me. I'm an adult, Dad. Didn't you realize that? Me, in fact, you can't get custody of me at all. And even if that wasn't the case, I've already got a job lined up for after I graduate, so I don't need you for anything.
A job?
And when I explained the situation between you and Mom to my company, they said they're gonna let her move with me into company housing rent-free.
Wow.
In other words, neither I nor Mom need your help of some creepy old geezer like you.
Aren't you forgetting something? Your mother's in a coma. A persistent vegetative state. Even if she ever wakes up, which she probably won't, she's gonna need consistent care for the rest of her life. You'll be all on your own to support her.
Who told you she was in a persistent vegetative state? Not me. Mom was already awake, you oblivious buffoon.
What? She is?
I was understandably surprised to come home and find Mom unconscious on the floor, but she had just had a bit of an episode caused by stress. I guess she got dizzy, hit her head on something, and fell down. So she ended up having to get a few stitches, but that's all. She had a CAT scan, and the results came back today saying she's completely fine with no lingering negative effects from the fall. Now, she just needs to rest for a while.
Oh, well, that's great news. Now that she's awake, I can finally get her to sign the divorce papers. I'll be over there in a bit.
Oh, and just so you don't go getting any ideas, if you come down here, there's no way you're getting into the room to see her.
Why not?
Whoa, you really think you're smooth, don't you? We know about your plan to edit the agreement. The courthouse clerk called Mom's lawyer about you trying to submit the agreement after making handwritten addition to it.
Oh, come on. Why would she do that?
Add another thing. You haven't heard from your mistress for the last few weeks or so, have you? Would you like to know why?
Did you have something to do with this? What did you do? Tell me right now.
Mom hired a private detective to keep tabs on your precious little Sierra, and guess what he found out? It turns out your precious little Sierra wasn't just messing around with you.
That can't be. You're lying.
So after Mom's lawyer got the report from the private detective, she had a little chat with Sierra, and her parents agreed to foot the bill for her share of the settlement for your affair, but her parents only did so on the condition that she broke things off with you.
This can't be happening. But wait, what about our baby? Sierra is 6 months pregnant.
Yeah, about that. I'm not familiar with all the details, but you might want to reconsider using the word our regarding that baby.
Huh? But that means...
Let me think. What her words were? Something like, I thought I made it clear from the start of our fling that it was just that, a fling. I was just bored and wanted a little excitement.
She said that?
Once I got pregnant with my real boyfriend's baby, I told him I couldn't see him anymore and broke things off with him. So imagine my shock when he started talking about getting married to me all of a sudden. And now, his wife found out about it, so I have to pay damages. This is the worst. Not to mention, once my boyfriend found out about it, he dumped me. So now, thanks to that geezer, I'm stuck being a single mother. Just wonderful. I can give you the recording of that conversation if you want. It's pretty funny.
No. This can't be true. Tell me you're lying.
Well, if I told you that, I'd be lying so. Oh, and by the way, I have a message from Mom.
Is she gonna give me a second chance? I'll do anything. Anything. I mean it. I'll do better this time. I can change. It was a terrible mistake. I was a fool.
From now on, all of our communications will go through my lawyer. I'll see you in court. And here's a message from me. After today, you will never speak to your daughter again for the rest of your life.
Sienna, you can't do this to me. I'm your father.
Not anymore. You're not. You're just some old geezer that I used to know. Goodbye.
Oh, come on. You could at least be polite when you say goodbye to me.
Maybe you should have thought about this potential this would happen when you were sneaking around with another woman around Mom's back. I'm blocking your number now. I figured that even all of that still wouldn't get the point through my dad, so I called my uncle, his older brother, and explained what happened. A short while later, my uncle messaged me back and said he, quote, took care of him. Kind of spooky, but hey, problem solved. He tried to fight paying the settlement to Mom, saying he was totally broke, but then Mom's lawyer looked into his finances. He apparently had just enough to pay off his settlement, so that was all seized and paid out to my mom immediately. They also found that he'd withdrawn a large portion of Mom and Dad's mutual savings account just before the divorce, so the judge ordered all of that to be paid back as well. Once that was finished, my parents' divorce was officially finalized. After I told my uncle about my dad trying to get out of paying the settlement, he messaged me back saying, looks like he needs another lesson. Should I stop telling my uncle things? Nah, His company found out about his escapades too, and promptly fired him. Having lost his family and his job, I wonder what he's gonna do now. Meh, it's not really any of my problem. A friend of mine said they saw him getting on a bus heading out of town. Maybe he'll try and start over. But at this age, good luck with that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.